The genealogy of Jesus, the historical and cultural context of Abraham, Ruth, and King David. I'm sure all our live streaming audience and all of you remember our last semester dinner gala, Journey of Hope. For this event, I was interviewed, and among many questions, one stayed in my heart. The interview asked, "Brother Marcelo, what do you love?" "What do you love?" he asked again. The answer is simple: the Bible. I love the Bible. For me, and maybe some of you can relate, it was the first book that I was introduced to. It was the first social event, my baptism. And there, the Bible was read. So the Bible. As Catholics, we ought to love the Bible. And Pope Francis has spoken a lot about the Bible and the love for sacred scripture. So the question comes, okay, but we're not studying here theology, we're studying humanities. So I went to speak with Father Miguel, our Dean of Studies, and then with Dr. Marcelo, who was going to help me in this amazing journey. And little by little, the answer became clearer, or the path that we were going to follow. To place Abraham, our father in faith, Ruth, the great-grandmother of King David, the Moabite Ruth, widow, King David, a man after God's own heart, to place them in their historical and cultural context. We all have heard the genealogy of Matthew chapter 1. But I wonder, what was happening while Abraham was going out of Ur de Calderas and was traveling, following a promise in Genesis 12? What was happening in Egypt, or in the beginnings of another society, while Ruth was departing and saying, "Your God will be my God, and your culture shall be my culture." And after a few pages later, meeting Boaz and being great-grandmother of King David. What was happening as King David was building his empire in Egypt? All of these questions in their historical and cultural context are approached in this capstone paper. So at the end, arriving to Jesus and of course the big empire of Rome, maybe you can say like the old Simeon, "Now you can let your servant go in peace, for Jesus is indeed the Messiah."